and join me in welcoming our Chief Guest of the Day, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, accompanied by our guest of honor, Shri Sanjay Lohia, Special Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, duly escorted by Shri Manoj Mittal, CMD SIDBI. May I please request you all to rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
May I request you all to please take your seats? Madam, while your visionary leadership continues to strengthen India's economic resilience, drive financial inclusion, and foster enterprise creation, your presence here today greatly enriches our celebration of 37th Foundation Day of SIDBI, an institution that has stood at the forefront of India's MSME transformation journey. We also extend our heartiest welcome to all the dignitaries present here. तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमय की पावन भावना के साथ अंधकार से प्रकाश की ओर अग्रसर होने की प्रार्थना करते हुए हम मंच पर आसीन सम्मानित अतिथियों से विनम्र निवेदन करते हैं कि वे दीप प्रज्वलन कार्यक्रम का मंगलारंभ करें. सभी गणमान्य अतिथियों का कोटि-कोटि धन्यवाद. Before moving forward, I request CMD SIDBI to felicitate and welcome our chief guest, Honorable Union Finance Minister. On the occasion of its 37th Foundation Day, SIDBI, in collaboration with the Art of Living Trust, is planting 3,700 trees on behalf of the Honorable Union Finance Minister. May I request CMD SIDBI to present our chief guest with the plantation certificate. May I now request CMD SIDBI to kindly felicitate Special Secretary DFS, Ministry of Finance, our guest of honor. Thank you, Madam and Sirs. We will now take a moment to witness the inspiring journey of SIDBI, a story of commitment, innovation and nation building. यह सफर देश के उद्यमी सपनों को दिशा देने और उन्हें सशक्त बनाने की निरंतर प्रतिबद्धता को दर्शाता है.
In every lane, in every city, in every corner of India, they are at work. A weaver in Varanasi, a fabricator in Coimbatore, a baker in Hyderabad. Different languages, same ambition, growth. Producing nearly a third of everything India makes and nearly half of everything India exports. These MSMEs embody the true spirit of India. Resilient, enterprising, and transformative.
I am waiting for my payments. My factory can't.
I have no collateral, but I have a business.
My idea is ready. My lender isn't.
I am building for the nation. Who is building with me?
But for every enterprise that wants to grow, the question is the same. Who truly understands them? India's MSMEs needed more than a lender. They needed an institution that could understand them, handhold them, and provide customized solutions to their financial needs. In 1990, SIDBI came into existence. Over the past 36 years, SIDBI has endeavored to meet the needs of every MSME across every sector at every stage of the business cycle as a committed growth partner. A credit guarantee scheme for the micro and small enterprises who have no collateral. Direct credit for machinery acquisition and project finance tailored for greenfield and expansion. Instant liquidity through TREDS for MSMEs struggling with delayed payments. Equity and venture funding for startups daring to disrupt, all the way to the unicorn. Transformed microcredit by nurturing microfinance institutions. Cash defense, a tailor-made capital solution for the defense and space enterprises executing orders of national importance. These, along with Mudra, CGT MSC, Green Finance, Venture Capital, Equity Finance, Venture Debt, Co-lending, PSB loans in 59 minutes and Udyam Assist platform form the vast ecosystem SIDBI has built over the years. Beyond finance, SIDBI strengthens MSME clusters and industry associations. SIDBI's MSME Samvad is a unique initiative to directly reach out to entrepreneurs, addressing their concerns and creating awareness on MSME finance, markets, and compliance. SIDBI has built a vast network to reach out to every major MSME cluster, working through 200 plus intermediaries including banks, SFBs, NBFCs, MFIs, RRBs, and new age fintechs. The success of SIDBI reflects not only in its strong, resilient balance sheet of 6 lakh crore today and a commitment to reach 10 lakh crore by 2028, but also in the nation's trust. The Government of India's 5,000 crore rupee equity infusion is more than capital. It is the catalyst in making Viksit Bharat. For every rupee disbursed, an enterprise moved forward. For every guarantee extended, a business prospered. For every branch opened in an MSME cluster, a vision to reach the farthest enterprise fulfilled. When MSMEs rise, Bharat leads. From idea to impact, SIDBI understands MSMEs.
सिडबी की इस प्रेरणादायक यात्रा का हिस्सा बनना वास्तव में अनंत खुशी की बात है। यह एक ऐसी यात्रा है जो लाखों लोगों की आकांक्षाओं की पूर्ति और एक राष्ट्र की प्रगति को दर्शाती है। To take the program forward, may I invite CMD SIDBI to deliver his welcome address.
Honorable Finance Minister, respected Special Secretary, captains from the banking and financial services and alternate investment sector, MSMEs, startups, and other guests present in this hall. It's my proud privilege to welcome you all to this event celebrating 36 years of the vibrant and shining journey of SIDBI. It started in 1990 as a subsidiary of IDBI, sharing small spaces within IDBI offices at 26 locations. With an asset book of 4,200 crore at that time, SIDBI has come a long way with a rupees 6.3 lakh crore asset book in 2026. SIDBI is a DFI, but a different kind of a DFI. Right from the beginning, it has adopted a hybrid approach, a playbook of combining finance with promotion and development, refinance with direct finance, investing in AIFs with direct equity, and so on and so forth. During this journey, SIDBI has made significant contributions to the MSME sector with its innovative, nimble, tech-driven, and market-oriented approach. However, we have been missing something, and that something has been working at a scale. The announcement made by Honorable Finance Minister in 2024, asking SIDBI to open branches in clusters, gave us the guidance and wings to think big and achieve a larger scale. Now, very happy to announce that we have reached 166 branches as of March 2026, from 96 in March 2024. We are covering roughly 196 MSME clusters. These branches have given us additional direct finance business of about rupees 4,000 crores. And some of these branches are able to reach the break-even point in 1 year, less than 12 months. The potential of small locations has been unknown even to us. I would like to thank Honorable Finance Minister for showing us the path. Again, in a review meeting of RRBs by Honorable FM, SIDBI was tasked with creating a risk-sharing mechanism with the RRBs. The whole project required convincing RRBs, regulatory approvals, creating loan policies for each RRB, and a friendly technology platform. We have done a pilot with a few branches of 3 RRBs, and the results have been quite encouraging. With 23 branches of RRBs, we intend to extend affordable MSME credit at a scale to every corner of Bharat. I again would like to thank Honorable Finance Minister for her vision and guidance. Similarly, for its promotional activities, developmental activities, SIDBI now has started to plan for a scale right from the beginning, in the design stage itself. Programs like MSME Samvad, which are on Doordarshan, it's a fortnightly show on Doordarshan, have been designed to take entrepreneurship and SIDBI to the masses in a cost-effective manner. Similarly, a program for the development of industry associations has been started to replicate the success of FPOs in the MSME sector. Very happy to inform that we have made tie-ups with 105 industry associations, and we intend to take it to 500 in next 2 years. SIDBI of today has become more confident, more ambitious, and scale-oriented as well. SIDBI is thankful to you, Madam, for not only making us think big, but also supporting us with the means required. Equity support of rupees 5,000 crore is a big growth catalyst for SIDBI and the whole MSME sector. Your presence today at this event is a testament to the trust posed in the MSME sector and SIDBI in making a Viksit Bharat. There could not have been any better way of celebrating the 37th Foundation Day of SIDBI. Our sincere gratitude and welcome to the celebrations. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your gracious words of welcome and for setting the stage for today's celebrations. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present a slew of initiatives being driven by SIDBI under the overall guidance of DFS and request our Honorable Chief Guest to kindly launch them. To begin with, in line with the action points emerging from the national level review meeting of regional rural banks chaired by Honorable Finance Minister, SIDBI has conceptualized a structured co-lending mechanism by combining its MSME expertise and digital capabilities with RRB's grassroots reach to deepen MSME credit penetration and strengthen last-mile credit delivery. May I request Honorable Finance Minister to kindly do the honors and launch the co-lending platform, another transformative step towards providing credit for MSMEs across Bharat. Thank you, ma'am. May we play the video, please?
India's rural and semi-urban landscape is home to millions of MSMEs, the silent engines powering local economies and generating livelihoods across the length and breadth of the country. Yet, many of these enterprises continue to face a critical challenge: access to timely and adequate credit, limiting their true growth potential. Recognizing this need, the Government of India has encouraged regional rural banks to lend to the vital MSME segment in a bigger way. To facilitate this, a transformative co-lending partnership has been forged between RRBs and SIDBI, leveraging the strengths of both the institutions. Built on a shared vision, robust policy framework, tailored credit products, and well-defined processes, this partnership will work through risk-sharing arrangement between SIDBI and RRBs. At its core is a state-of-the-art digital platform designed by SIDBI using modern fintech innovations, enabling a seamless end-to-end and paperless credit journey. From application to appraisal, field diligence to sanction, and legal documentation to disbursement, the process is fast, transparent, and efficient for both MSME customers and RRB officials. The platform will support SIDBI and RRB co-lending to MSMEs across manufacturing, services, trade, and working professionals. The journey has begun with implementations across 3 RRBs and will soon scale across the country. Together, SIDBI and RRBs are now ready to empower India's MSMEs like never before. The SIDBI RRB co-lending platform launched today by Honorable Finance Minister will power India's journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047.
Now to proceed with the handing over of disbursement checks under the initiative, may I request our Chief Guest, Honorable Union Finance Minister, to kindly do the honors through her august hands. And to start with, may we have Ms. Sukhvinder Kaur Ganesh, DMD State Bank of India, and Shri Mukesh Bhartiya, Chairman Rajasthan Gramin Bank on the stage. और इस योजना के तहत मैं पहली लाभार्थी लक्ष्मी फर्नीचर वर्क्स की श्रीमती कांता जांगीड़ को मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूं कि वे आगे आकर अपना 29,20,000 रुपए की राशि का चेक प्राप्त करें। जोधपुर स्थित आपका फर्नीचर व्यवसाय लकड़ी की कारीगरी का उपयोग करते हुए निरंतर नए डिजाइन विकसित करके आगे बढ़ रहा है। धन्यवाद श्रीमती जांगीड़। धन्यवाद श्रीमती जांगीड़। मंच पर आने के लिए अगला आमंत्रण श्री बालाजी एंटरप्राइजेस के गोपाल लाल सुवालका के लिए कि वे आगे आकर 14,46,000 रुपए की राशि के लिए अपना चेक हमारी मुख्य अतिथि महोदया के कर कमलों से प्राप्त करें। तालियों से इनका अभिनंदन करते रहें देवियों और सज्जनों। धान मंडी उदयपुर स्थित आपका उद्यम बहुआयामी व्यवसायों में कार्यरत है। साथ ही सज्जनगढ़ महल और जैविक उद्यान के रखरखाव का अनुबंध ही आप ही देखते हैं। धन्यवाद सुवालका जी। धन्यवाद मिस कौर और श्री भारतीया। इस पहल में हम आपके साझेदारी का सराहना करते हैं। मैं मंच पर आने का अनुरोध करती हूं डॉक्टर देवदत्त चांद, एमडी एंड सीईओ बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, और श्री यादव एस ठाकुर, चेयरमैन उत्तर प्रदेश ग्रामीण बैंक से। साथ ही साथ मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूं ग्राम भरथरी, अलीगढ़ स्थित एएन एंटरप्राइजेस की श्रीमती नगीना को कि वे इस योजना के तहत अपने 25,44,000 रुपए के चेक को लेने के लिए मंच पर आए। आपका यह उद्यम घुड़सवारी उपकरणों के लिए उच्च गुणवत्ता वाले सैडलरी उत्पादों के लिए एक विशेष विनिर्माण इकाई है और इसके उत्पाद यूरोप और अन्य अंतर्राष्ट्रीय बाजारों में निर्यात किए जाते हैं। धन्यवाद श्रीमती नगीना। इस योजना के तहत मैं अगले लाभार्थी ग्राम साहू नगला, मुरादाबाद के मीठ मिनरल वाटर के श्री सुखवीर सिंह को आमंत्रित करती हूं कि वे आगे आकर 24,99,000 रुपए की राशि के लिए अपना चेक मुख्य अतिथि महोदया के कर कमलों से प्राप्त करें। आपकी इकाई पेयजल, पैकेट बंद पेयजल के उत्पादन और आपूर्ति में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाती है। धन्यवाद श्री सिंह। धन्यवाद डॉक्टर चांद और श्री ठाकुर। हम इस पहल में आपके सहयोग की सराहना करते हैं। मैं अगला निवेदन करती हूँ श्री निधु सक्सेना, एमडी एंड सीईओ बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, और श्री गिरीश मोहन राठौरात, चेयरमैन महाराष्ट्र ग्रामीण बैंक से कि वे कृपया मंच पर पधारें। और इसके साथ ही मैं मंच पर बुलाना चाहती हूँ रंजनगांव, छत्रपति संभाजी नगर स्थित रोहित ट्रेडर के श्री रविंद्र नेहरू काकड़े को कि वे अपना 48,93,000 रुपए की राशि का चेक लेने के लिए मंच पर आएं। आपकी यह इकाई हार्डवेयर और निर्माण सामग्री की एक विश्वसनीय आपूर्तिकर्ता है। धन्यवाद श्री काकड़े। मंच पर आने के लिए अगला आमंत्रण विश्ववासु इंडस्ट्रीज के श्री शैलेंद्र नारायण जरक के लिए कि वे आगे आकर 20 लाख रुपए की राशि के लिए अपना चेक मैडम के कर कमलों से प्राप्त करें। हटकनगले कोल्हापुर स्थित आपका व्यवसाय लोहे, स्टेनलेस स्टील के पुर्जों का निर्माण कर ऑटोमोबाइल, खाद्य और डेयरी प्रसंस्करण सहित विभिन्न उद्योगों के ग्राहकों को सेवाएं प्रदान करता है। धन्यवाद श्री झरक। धन्यवाद श्री सक्सेना और श्री थोराट। हम इस पहल में आपकी भागीदारी का अभिनंदन करते हैं और सभी लाभार्थी उद्यमियों को बधाई। आशा है हमारी यह पहल आपके विकास की ऊंची उड़ान को पंख प्रदान करेगी। Madam, with your visionary guidance, we are confident that this partnership will gather greater momentum, and together we shall extend our reach to countless more beneficiaries, forging new alliances and creating lasting impact. Ladies and gentlemen, today marks an important milestone as building on its experience in cluster-based interventions, SIDBI now introduces the Modernization of Rural Enterprises MORE program, an initiative aimed at introducing energy-efficient and cleaner technologies in traditional artisanal-based enterprises in rural India. May I request Honorable Union Finance Minister to kindly launch the MORE program focused at empowering rural enterprises. Thank you, madam. May we play the video, please?
ग्रामीण उद्यम केवल आजीविका ही नहीं, भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था की धड़कन है। यही जन्म लेती है मेहनत, हुनर और आत्मनिर्भर भारत की असली कहानी। पीढ़ियों की इस विरासत को नया सामर्थ्य देने के लिए सिडबी लेकर आया है मोर प्रोग्राम, यानी मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऑफ रूरल एंटरप्राइजेस। मोर का उद्देश्य केवल उन्नत तकनीक की जानकारी देना ही नहीं, बल्कि इसे ग्रामीण उद्यम व कारीगर तक पहुंचाने के लिए आर्थिक सहयोग व क्रेडिट कनेक्ट कराना भी है, ताकि आधुनिक तकनीक पहुंचे गांव-गांव। पायलट चरण में गुड़ उद्योग से जुड़े ग्रामीण उद्यमियों ने नई तकनीक अपनाई और मेहनत ने नई पहचान बनाई। परिणाम साफ हैं, उत्पादन बढ़ा, मुनाफा बढ़ा और काले धुएं की जगह मिला स्वच्छ वातावरण। जब सही तकनीक को सही सहयोग मिलता है, तब बदलाव सिर्फ उद्योग में ही नहीं होता, वह जिंदगियां भी बदल देता है।
पहले मैं पुराने तरीके की भट्टी से गुड़ का निर्माण करता था, फिर मैंने सिडबी के माध्यम से ऊर्जा कुशल भट्टी लगवाई। धुआं भी कम हुआ है, कार्य साफ सुथरा हो गया है, बैगास की बचत हुई है, गुड़ का उत्पादन बढ़ा है।
पिछले 6 साल से मैं गुड़ का कोल्लू चलाता हूँ। इस बार मैंने 3 किलोवाट का सोलर पैनल अपनी कोल्लू पे लगाया, जिससे मुझे पर डे 5 से 6 लीटर डीजल की बचत हुई, जो तकरीबन महीने में 150 लीटर की बचत होती है। बोरे से 15,000 रुपए की लागत कम हुई।
पायलट चरण से प्रेरित होकर मोर प्रोग्राम अब विस्तार ले रहा है। आटा चक्की, तेल खानी, मिट्टी, ब्रास, आरा मिल और अनेक ग्रामीण उद्योगों तक कम लागत, ज्यादा उत्पादन, स्वच्छ पर्यावरण, सुरक्षित भविष्य। सिडबी का मोर प्रोग्राम सिर्फ आधुनिकीकरण ही नहीं, बल्कि हरित, समावेशी और सशक्त ग्रामीण भारत की दिशा में एक ठोस कदम है। सिडबी एमएसएमई को समझता है।
Respected ma'am, we also have a few beneficiaries under the scheme who are participating live from our New Delhi office. दिल्ली से हमारे साथ लाइव जुड़ने के लिए आप सभी का बहुत बहुत आभार। देवियों और सज्जनों, कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हैं। Access to modern machinery and timely finance remains one of the most critical bottlenecks for MSME growth and competitiveness. We are proud to present a digital solution designed to accelerate MSME growth. SIDBI has developed the SIDBI Macfin Mart, a digital machinery marketplace aimed at simplifying machine discovery and financing through a unified, technology-driven ecosystem. May I kindly request Honorable Finance Minister to launch this innovative digital initiative. Thank you, ma'am. May we have the video, please?
For India's MSMEs, growth begins with the right machinery. But finding the right machine at the right cost, with the right finance, at the right time, remains a challenge. Today, this journey is fragmented, time-consuming, and uncertain. To address these challenges, SIDBI is launching today the SIDBI Macfin Mart, a first-of-its-kind digital marketplace for machinery procurement and financing. The platform guides MSMEs to discover and identify the most suitable machines based on their business needs, scale, and sector. MSMEs can seamlessly compare options from various manufacturers, request quotes, and ensure transparent and competitive pricing. What makes the platform unique is embedded finance, which links buyers directly to SIDBI's digital loan portal, where a straight-through process enables quick, paperless online credit decisions. allowing faster access to finance. Full loan eligibility pre-check enables buyers to assess their financial capacity even before selecting a machine. The AI-enabled machine discovery guides users to the most suitable options based on their needs. With the right machine, at the right cost, financed at the right time, MSMEs can scale faster, improve productivity, and compete globally.
मशीन खरीदना बहुत आसान हो गया है। हमें जब व्यवसाय के लिए मशीन की जरूरत पड़ी तो मैकफिनमार्ट पर जाकर तुलना की और सही मशीन मिली। सिडबी से बिना किसी भाग दौड़ के आसानी से ऋण भी मिला।
हमें अपने व्यवसाय के लिए विशेष मशीन की जरूरत थी और मैकफिनमार्ट पर अनेक विकल्प भी उपलब्ध थे। मशीन फाइनल करने के बाद कम ब्याज और कम समय में हमें सिडबी से लोन भी मिल गया।
By connecting MSMEs with verified machinery suppliers and seamless financing, SIDBI is driving productivity, expansion, and global competitiveness. The platform launched today by Honorable Finance Minister will power India's journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047.
Madam, we assure you that as with every initiative of SIDBI, MacFinMart will also stand out as a pioneering platform dedicated to empowering Indian MSMEs and driving their growth to newer heights. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to an important initiative of DFS, the credit card scheme for micro-enterprises announced in the Union Budget 2025-26 to support their growth and daily operations. The objective of this scheme is to enable credit access on easier terms and through a faster process to Udyam registered micro-enterprises for financing their working capital requirements. This scheme has been developed in consultation with the Indian Bank Association and National Payments Corporation of India, which is guaranteed by CGTMSE. डिजिटल सुविधाओं को आर्थिक सुगमता के साथ जोड़कर इस पहल से वित्तीय समावेशन में उल्लेखनीय वृद्धि होने और देश भर में सूक्ष्म उद्यमों के विकास को समर्थन मिलने की उम्मीद है। May I request Honorable Union Finance Minister to initiate the issuance of 5,000 microcredit cards.
Also for the micro enterprises, we will introduce customized credit cards with a 5 lakh rupee limit for micro enterprises registered on Udyam portal.
Across India, millions of micro enterprises are building, creating, and driving the nation forward. As their ambitions grow, so does the need for timely access to working capital. The Government of India is committed to expanding access to formal credit and empowering small businesses to thrive. Introducing the credit card for micro enterprises, created for small businesses to unlock growth. With credit up to 5 lakh rupees, designed exclusively for business expenses, this initiative supports businesses in managing inventory, paying suppliers, and keeping operations moving. It enables seamless UPI payments, helps track expenses in real time, and offers flexible billing cycles with an interest-free period. With no joining fee for early adopters and backed with credit guarantee coverage by CGT-MSE, this card empowers lakhs of micro enterprises across India. Credit card for micro enterprises, powering India's smallest businesses to achieve their biggest ambitions.
माननीय वित्त मंत्री महोदया से विनम्र निवेदन है कि आप अपने कर कमलों से कुछ लाभार्थियों को माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड प्रदान कर योजना का विधिवत उद्घाटन करें। यह पहल सूक्ष्म उद्यमों को और भी सशक्त बनाने की क्षमता रखती है। मैं श्री संजय लोहिया, विशेष सचिव DFS से भी अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे कृपया आगे आएं। मैं मिस सोहिनी राजोला, ED NPCI से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे कृपया मंच पर आगे आएं और साथ ही साथ मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूँ मिस सुखविंदर कौर गणेश, DMD स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया को मंच पर आने के लिए। साथ ही NK क्रिएशन के श्री मंजूर आलम शेख को कि वे 5 लाख की राशि का SBI द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने के लिए मंच पर आएं। आपकी इकाई पुरुषों के वस्त्रों का विनिर्माण और व्यापार करती है। धन्यवाद श्री शेख। मैं मंच पर बुलाना चाहती हूँ स्तुति सिस्टम्स की श्रीमती सिम्पी साहू को, ताकि वे 4,90,000 की राशि का SBI द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने आएं। आप दोपहिया इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों और वाटर प्यूरिफायर्स का व्यवसाय संभालती हैं। धन्यवाद श्रीमती साहू। मिस कौर, आपका मंच पर आने के लिए बहुत बहुत आभार। माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड के वितरण के क्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अब मैं अनुरोध करती हूँ डॉक्टर देवदत्त शांत, MD एंड CEO बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा से कि वे मंच पर पधारें। साथ ही अगला आमंत्रण मेहुल एंटरप्राइजेस के श्री मेहुल पांड्या के लिए कि वे 3,50,000 की राशि का बॉब कार्ड्स द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने के लिए कृपया आगे आएं। आप पैकेजिंग सामग्री का व्यवसाय करते हैं। धन्यवाद श्री पांड्या। मंच पर आने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत आभार डॉक्टर चांद। अगला आमंत्रण श्री SK मजूमदार, ED केनरा बैंक के लिए कि वे कृपया मंच पर पधारें। साथ ही साथ मैं मंच पर बुलाना चाहती हूँ रिशल इंडस्ट्रीज प्राइवेट लिमिटेड की श्रीमती संपा नंदी और श्री तपस नंदी को, ताकि वे 4 लाख रुपए की राशि का केनरा बैंक द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड ले सकें। आपकी कंपनी A क्लास प्रिजर्वेटिव केमिकल्स का उत्पादन करती है। धन्यवाद श्री मजूमदार जी, मंच पर आने के लिए आपका सादर धन्यवाद। मैं अब मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूँ श्री अमित कुमार श्रीवास्तव, ED पंजाब नेशनल बैंक को, और उनके साथ लेंसराय के श्री ऋषित बिमल कीरी 3,30,000 की राशि का पंजाब नेशनल बैंक द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने के लिए कृपया मंच पर आएं। आप धूप के चश्मे, कॉन्टैक्ट लेंस आदि के विक्रेता हैं। धन्यवाद श्री कीरी। मैं मंच पर बुलाना चाहती हूँ अर्नव एंटरप्राइजेस की मिस संगीता समीर अग्रवाल को, ताकि वे 5 लाख रुपए की राशि का पंजाब नेशनल बैंक द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड ले सकें। आपकी फर्म मेटल ओर्स और नॉन मेटल वेस्ट और स्क्रैप का थोक और खुदरा व्यापार करती है। श्री श्रीवास्तव जी, आपका मंच पर आने के लिए बहुत बहुत आभार। इसी क्रम में आगे बढ़ते हुए मेरा अगला निवेदन है श्री आशीष पांडे, MD एंड CEO यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया से कि वे मंच पर आएं, और उनके साथ स्वागत है हिमानी इंटरनेशनल प्राइवेट लिमिटेड की श्रीमती कल्पना विजय शाह का कि वे मंच पर आकर 5 लाख रुपए की राशि का यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने आएं। आप रोबोटिक UV पार्ट्स, RC खिलौने, ड्रोन्स और हॉबी ग्रेड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक उत्पादों की आयातक और आपूर्ति करता है। धन्यवाद मिस शाह। मेरा अगला अनुरोध प्राइम सिरामिक्स के श्री यश नवीन नंदू के लिए कि वे 3 लाख रुपए की राशि का यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने मंच पर पधारें। आपकी इकाई नॉन रिफ्रैक्टरी सिरामिक बर्तनों का निर्माण करती है। धन्यवाद श्री नंदू। धन्यवाद पांडे जी। मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूँ श्री विनोद कुमार, MD एंड CEO, इंडियन बैंक को, और साथ ही अगला आमंत्रण अलका एजेंसी की श्रीमती अलका हितेन जावेरी के लिए कि वे 5 लाख की राशि का इंडियन बैंक द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने आगे आएं। आपकी फर्म नारियल का थोक का व्यवसाय करती है। धन्यवाद मिस जावेरी। श्री कुमार जी, आपका मंच पर आने के लिए सादर आभार। क्रेडिट कार्ड के वितरण के क्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अब मैं अनुरोध करती हूँ श्री T धनराज, ED, इंडियन ओवरसीज बैंक से कि वे कृपया मंच पर पधारें। साथ ही आकाश इम्पेक्स की मिस चारुलता हरी मूरजानी को कि वे 5 लाख की राशि का इंडियन ओवरसीज बैंक द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने मंच पर आएं। आपकी इकाई महिलाओं के फैशन के लिए उच्च स्तरीय एक्सेसरीज का डिजाइन और उत्पादन करती है। धन्यवाद मिस मूरजानी। मंच पर आने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत आभार श्री धनराज। क्रेडिट कार्ड के वितरण को समापन की ओर ले जाने के लिए अब मैं अगला आमंत्रण देती हूँ मिदास टच फिनसर्व की श्रीमती कृतिका राजन गाला के लिए कि वे 3,90,000 की राशि का HDFC द्वारा जारी माइक्रो क्रेडिट कार्ड लेने मंच पर आगे आएं। आपकी यह फर्म वित्तीय सलाह और सेवाएं प्रदान करती हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत आभार माननीय वित्त मंत्री महोदया, विशेष सचिव DFS मिस राजोला। आपसे अनुरोध है आप अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। और आप सभी लाभार्थियों को उद्यमशीलता की यात्रा के लिए हार्दिक बधाई। हम आपकी निरंतर सफलता की कामना करते हैं। It is now my distinct privilege to invite our guest of honor, Shri Sanjay Lohia, Special Secretary, DFS, Government of India, to share his thoughts with the audience.
Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, CMD SIDBI, Shri Manoj Mittal, leading lights of financial sector, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to join you on the foundation day of SIDBI, an institution that has steadily grown into a cornerstone of India's MSME financing architecture. SIDBI's journey from 1990 onwards mirrors the evolution of India's approach to MSME development from a narrow focus of credit delivery to a broader system-based framework encompassing finance, risk mitigation, market access, and institutional capacity. MSMEs today are exposed not only to domestic business cycles, but also to global supply chain risks, technology disruptions, climate-related risks, and rapidly changing compliance standards. Addressing these challenges requires more than incremental credit expansion. It requires robust financial architecture, effective risk-sharing mechanisms, and institutions capable of shaping markets rather than responding to them. In Department of Financial Services, under the leadership of Honorable Finance Minister, strengthening this architecture has been a key priority. Over the past few years, our effort has been directed towards improving flow, resilience, and quality of MSME finance, ensuring that credit reaches viable enterprises on time, at reasonable cost, and in a manner that supports long-term sustainability. Recognizing SIDBI's key role in achieving the objectives, the government has approved infusion of equity of rupees 5,000 crore, of which rupees 3,000 crore has already been disbursed. Credit guarantee mechanisms have played an important role in this transition. By enabling lenders to share risk rather than avoid it, guarantees have helped correct structural asymmetries in MSME funding. Alongside guarantees, refinance, indirect and co-lending models have assumed increasing relevance. These mechanisms allow public institutions to multiply their impact by crowding in finance, NBFCs, banks, and other intermediaries. SIDBI's role in this regard has been particularly important, serving as an anchor institution that channels liquidity and confidence across the MSME lending ecosystem. Digitalization has further transformed the way MSMEs interact with the financial system. The increasing adoption of digital onboarding, straight-through processing, cash flow-based lending, and data sharing framework is gradually shifting MSME finance from collateral dependence to information-based assessment. Cluster-based development is another area that warrants continuous attention. Financial interventions are most effective when aligned with physical infrastructure, skills, common facilities, and local institutions. Integrating finance with cluster development helps improve productivity, competitiveness, resilience, particularly in traditional manufacturing and artisanal-based sectors. Within the evolving MSME landscape, SIDBI occupies a unique institutional position. It is not merely a lender, but a platform institution, one that connects policy intent with market execution. Its ability to operate across direct lending, refinance, guarantees, equity participation, and advisory functions places it at the heart of MSME financial ecosystem. Going forward, the expectations from institutions like SIDBI will only increase. The challenge will be to balance scale with prudence, innovation with stability, and speed with accountability. Strengthening internal capabilities, data systems, and partnerships will be crucial in meeting these expectations. At the same time, the financing needs of MSMEs are becoming more diverse. Debt alone cannot serve enterprises that are innovative, asset-light, or in early growth stages. There is a clear expectation that SIDBI will continue to deepen non-debt and quasi-equity channels, including venture capital, venture debt, and structured risk capital, while strengthening governance, transparency, and market confidence in these segments. SIDBI must develop programs for financing ecosystems rather than isolated borrowers, particularly in manufacturing, export-oriented, and traditional industry clusters. SIDBI's role in anchoring interoperable, secure, and lender-neutral financial infrastructure will be increasingly relevant to the stability and efficiency of MSME credit landscape. Sustainability and inclusion will need to be embedded more deliberately into MSME financing strategies. Supporting enterprises in transitioning towards energy efficiency, cleaner technologies, and improved compliance standards is not only an environmental imperative but also a competitiveness requirement. Equally, targeted interventions for women entrepreneurs, first-generation borrowers, and enterprises operating at the margins of formality must continue to be designed with scale, simplicity, and impact in mind. In this evolving context, SIDBI's future role is not only that of a financier, but of an institution that sets benchmarks and builds confidence. The Department of Financial Services expects SIDBI to continue discharging this role with agility, responsibility, and clear long-term perspective. I conclude by acknowledging the contribution of SIDBI's leadership and staff in building an institution that commands credibility in the financial sector. The DFS looks forward to SIDBI's continuing to play a proactive and constructive role in strengthening MSME finance and supporting India's broader development objectives. I also thank Honorable Finance Minister for taking out time to attend this program. It shows her priority for MSME sector. I extend my best wishes to SIDBI on its Foundation Day and wish the institution continued success in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring vision on financial inclusion and digital infrastructure that has provided us with a clear path forward. Also, thank you for acknowledging the role of SIDBI in this journey. Ladies and gentlemen, now comes the moment that we have all been waiting for. It is now my proud privilege and absolute honor to invite Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs to kindly address the gathering and share her valuable insights. Madam, we are eagerly looking forward to your inspiring address.
Good morning, and thank you, SIDBI, for having me here today. Secretary DFS, CMDs of several of the public sector banks, the beneficiaries of SIDBI and RRB's co-lending, and the media. Since 1990, SIDBI has been undertaking as a premier financial institution the promotion, financing, and the development of MSMEs. It's a unique organization, primarily aiming to support India's growth through banking for the MSME sector. So India's growth story cannot move forward without micro, small, and medium enterprises, and therefore the role of SIDBI becomes all the more important. Today's launches are therefore tailored to address the real needs of the MSMEs, the real needs such as easier credit, better machines, modern technology, rural enterprise support, and also stronger market linkages. So with all these kept in mind, SIDBI has come about with some specific tailor-made approaches which can help the beneficiaries or the MSMEs. So the three important initiatives which have been launched, I'd like to recall them. First is the SIDBI RRB co-lending platform. This will combine SIDBI's MSME financing experience, the technology, with the grassroots reach of the regional rural banks. This was said, it was also shown in the video that we saw, but it is worth underlining this point. In the process of wanting to develop institutions which can support economic activity, at various times since 1947, in India, you've had institutions set up by the government. SIDBI is one such, 1990s. And the regional rural banks have existed, being sponsored by the bigger banks, sponsored by also somewhat participating some states, and so on. So the RRBs were going with the rural environment and rural economy in mind. SIDBI-like institutions are being set up with a particular sector or area of activity in mind. They've run parallelly. But it was one very random thought of why not have the synergy created between the two, and that is why that idea of co-lending came about. It will certainly help the MSMEs in rural and semi-urban areas, and they can now get better, faster, and more formal credit. The platform will also use an STP-based digital joint lending model and aims at faster MSME credit access in rural and semi-urban areas. The second initiative, the modernization of rural enterprise, very attractively acronymed MORE program. This will support rural and non-farm enterprises. And the SIDBI CMD was explaining to me before I came here that, as was shown in the video, small units in rural areas, such as the jaggery making unit, these are examples. They are not confining themselves only to those activities. So the jaggery making units, oil expellers, pottery and flour mills, and also brass artisans. The aim is to provide better machines, better quality, safer working conditions, lower energy cost, and better market access. So more as a cluster-based intervention for rural non-farm enterprises with support for energy-efficient technologies, solar PV, micro mini grids, and also access to capital. Look at the various important pegs on which the activity is going to be weaving itself around: sustainable growth, green growth, making sure sustainability and green priorities reach the smallest of units which so cannot afford to put money on these heads. They would rather have better efficient raw material procurement and get going. But on these things where there is a national commitment to improve green industries, this initiative can play a very important role. The third one is the SIDBI MSME Exchange Machinery Portal. Many small entrepreneurs want to expand, but they do not know which machine to buy, where to buy it from, and how to finance it. This portal will bring machinery discovery and institutional finance together on one platform. I think this way, many of the small entrepreneurs need not struggle to find which is the best fit of machines for their purpose. How much would it cost? Is it competitive? Is it, out there in the market for everybody to see? And is he or she making the right decision for the right price? All this is enabled through AI, and it's a market where everybody participates without moving out from where they are. It's a beautiful use of technology, bringing in AI, and making it available for the smallest of our economic machines, economic engines. So I really appreciate the initiative taken by SIDBI on this, because as was said earlier in the introductory video that we saw of SIDBI, the entrepreneurs, whoever designed it, I must say, they've done a very good job, very punchy 2 lines for each of them. I want to grow, but I don't know where the money is, or I don't know how to go purchase a machine. Punchy questions. In a way, I think they have tailor-made it, knowing very well that they're going to launch this program today. This program actually answers those questions. The portal integrates machinery discovery, OEM access, and SIDBI financing support to accelerate MSME capital investment. Now, in this context, it's important for us to understand what government's initiatives have been or government support has been. I'm not going to talk long list of what we've done in the 12 years. We've done a lot in the 12 years. I'm not saying this with a sense of, oh, we've done this, but matter of fact, we needed to do it. We have done some. But during the West Asia crisis, in which situation, context, environment, or current contemporary reality in which we are living, I would want to highlight those activities that we've been undertaking. Actually, these launches are taking place at a time when the global environment is uncertain. All of us recognize that. The West Asia crisis not only is a diplomatic or a geopolitical issue. For businesses and common people, it can mean higher fuel cost, delayed cargo, costlier shipping, shortage of inputs, pressure on working capital, and uncertainty in export orders. Just imagine all of them coming together because of that West Asia crisis. What is the sense of uncertainty that small unit will feel, and will they be in a position to make some kind of a plan? It's a big challenge even for countries, not just for India, for many other countries. And in that context, therefore, what is the depth of challenge for those MSMEs? The approach, therefore, has been and will have to be to protect citizens, support MSMEs, safeguard exporters, keep supply chains moving, and maintain economic stability. And that is why Honorable Prime Minister giving a call to conserve foreign exchange as far as possible is very important in this context. I will dwell on that for a minute because that's led to a lot of narrative all around the country. We need to understand the context in which the PM made this call. It is because of high international crude prices, and the high crude prices are ever changing. It's seriously dynamic. One rate at one point in time, within a week another, within a week another, and so on. Like that it has been for over now 80, 90 days. So high international crude prices and very fluctuating one, high international fertilizer prices, unimaginable increase in the fertilizer prices, high gold prices, that is creating some challenges on the external front. To just put it in context, all these three payments will have to be in foreign exchange. There is no rupee trading there. We should please understand the context of these three Fs. Three Fs: fuel, fertilizer, and foreign exchange. And the foreign exchange is for, in this context, purchase of gold. So we need to understand this, and we also should appreciate that the challenges are more external driven. We must also recognize that India's domestic economic situation remains positive and resilient even today. Therefore, those naysayers who jump into the scenario, as it were, and say, oh my God, you look around yourselves, it's all falling down, it's crumbling, it's going to hit you. There is a section, I would think, of Indians who very quickly want to decry the achievements of our own people. And therefore, for all the good that is being done by the common people themselves, that is forgotten. And a pessimistic, cynical narrative is generated, which is just not right. It's not right is one thing, but it is wrong because it is fear-mongering. India cannot afford fear-mongering. We need to give confidence to the people with our words and with our action. And that's what you're seeing at various levels, and today you're seeing it through SIDBI as well. So India continues with a robust economy. I'll give you data proof for it. GST revenues, which indicate economic activity, have remained strong even after rationalization, the rate rationalization, which happened in September 25. Gross GST collections crossed 22 lakh crores for the year 25-26, rising 8.3%. The gross revenue year on year is 8.3% more, and that's not a small number. In these times of uncertainty, high-frequency indicators also show broad-based domestic demand. I'll give you the data for April 2026, the first month of this financial year. Domestic wholesale tractor sales rose by 26%. Passenger vehicle domestic sales grew by 25%. Three-wheeler sales rose by 32%. Two-wheeler domestic sales increased by 28% year on year. New business premiums of life insurers rose by 39%. So with that, the healthy banking system is also supporting India's growth momentum. For the year 25-26, gross NPAs of public sector banks declined to 1.93%. Credit growth remained broad-based across retail, agriculture, and MSMEs, which grew by 18.1%, 15.5%, and 18.2% respectively. Retail, agriculture, and MSME. Corporate India's fourth quarter, FY26, that is, profit margin scaled highest level in 5 years. Investment activity, which normally all of us used to be talking about, private sector investments, are they slow, are they not happening, used to be a discussion. I have the CII's data. Investment activity saw visible changes. According to CII, India's private sector capital expenditure grew 67% in September 2025, year on year. How many? 67%. So we should recognize that the private sector investments are coming forward. GST collections, as I said, are rising. Formalization is deepening. Infrastructure activity remains steady across the country. The policy response has been very calibrated. And it is calibrated to absorb the shock where citizens and businesses are exposed, support MSMEs, and exporters where working capital is under stress, and preserve the underlying growth momentum. During the budget session itself, and that is on 1st February itself, government provided over 1 lakh crore for the Economic Stabilization Fund. That was much before the Strait of Hormuz problem came. Just to make sure that we are not caught by some unforeseen events. We had made the provision in the budget, and this was an emergency cushion created before the full impact of the West Asia situation, and so that India could respond quickly to global shocks, supply chain disruptions, and also sudden stress in any sector. For MSME exporters, credit guarantee support has been provided through the Credit Guarantee Scheme for exporters, and collateral support under the Export Promotion Mission is also being provided. This helps small exporters get formal credit even when they do not have enough collateral. It protects export orders, jobs, and foreign exchange earnings. When Indian export cargo, this is very important, when Indian export cargo was affected by disruption in West Asia shipping routes, customs procedures were simplified. Why did they have to be simplified? Exporters were allowed to bring back the cargo, reroute them, or store them, and transship stranded cargo were also that way supported with fewer formalities. All formalities were brought down to the bare minimum. Rerouting, bringing back are all normally very, very painful exercises in terms of the rigors that they have to follow. Fees for amendment or cancellation of export documents were also waived in force majeure cases. This ensured that exporters were not punished for disruptions which were beyond their control. For micro enterprises, a special micro credit card provision has been introduced under the CGT MSC. That's what you saw today being distributed to the beneficiaries. I would have wanted it to be done even earlier because more than 12 months have passed, but never mind, we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Udyam registered micro enterprises can access revolving credit up to 5 lakhs backed by 75% guarantee coverage and without mandatory primary security. So the government has, since the day of Mudra, guided by Prime Minister's absolute commitment to ensure that the smallest of small businesses, which have no collateral strength, will be supported and will continue to be supported. So we didn't just do it for Mudra. We didn't just do it for that Swanidhi scheme. We didn't just do it for Vishwakarma. We are continuing to do it even now for the microcredit which is being given. This is an important step for shopkeepers, small manufacturers, and micro entrepreneurs who need timely working capital. As of March 2026, CGT MSC has approved 1.42 crore number of cumulative guarantees worth 13.67 lakh crores. 1.42 is the number of cumulative guarantees worth 13.6 lakh crores. Guarantee ceiling has been increased from 50 lakh to 10 crores with effect from 1st April 2025. Higher extent of guarantee cover of 90% is available for women entrepreneurs. So to shield citizens, therefore, and businesses from the steep rise in global crude prices, central excise duty on petrol and diesel was reduced by 10 rupees per litre. The government is estimated to take a revenue impact of over 1 lakh crore on this one score in the year 26-27 because of this one decision. So the burden for a considerable period because of that reduction in excise duty had been taken away from the shoulders of the common people because government has foregone or taken the burden of 1 lakh crore rupees on its shoulders. To ensure domestic availability of fuel, export duty or cess was imposed on exports of petrol, diesel, and aviation turbine fuel. So we are not allowing export because it's earning foreign exchange without attending to the domestic market's needs. In order to ensure that, we have imposed a duty on exports. This was done so that domestic consumers, transporters, airlines, and businesses get supply stability to protect manufacturing supply chains. Customs duty exemption was granted on specified critical petrochemical products till June 2026, 30th June 2026. This supports sector such as plastic, packaging, textiles, pharmaceuticals, chemicals and automotive components. These are the sectors where many MSMEs are active. So even this support has been given for the sake of MSMEs and their raw material and intermediary product requirement. So to help SCZ units affected by global trade disruptions, a one-time SCZ relief window was also notified. Eligible SCZ manufacturing units were allowed to sell goods into the domestic tariff area at concessional customs duty, helping them utilize capacity and protect production. To support MSMEs, small businesses, traders, suppliers, and service providers facing working capital stress, the Union Cabinet has approved the Emergency Credit Liquidity Guarantee Scheme 5.0. The scheme targets additional credit flow of 2.55 lakh crores. That's the extent of the additional credit flow that we expect. With 100% guarantee coverage for MSMEs, once again, it will help businesses manage liquidity, protect jobs, and sustain supply chains. To keep maritime trade moving, because even that's facing a lot of challenges, the Bharat Maritime Insurance Pool has been launched with a sovereign guarantee of 1.4 billion US dollars. That's about 12,980 crore Indian rupees. This will help ensure continued insurance coverage for Indian linked vessels and cargo movement even during maritime uncertainty. The vision for SIDBI is something which I'd like to speak a minute about. They, after all, entering a very prime age of 37, and therefore, I'm sure they will be energetic enough to carry forward the vision. MSMEs contribute about 35% of manufacturing, 48% of exports, and 31% of GDP, with over 7.47 crore entrepreneurs. 7.47 crore entrepreneurs. I use entrepreneurs as entrepreneurs or / enterprises. And they employ over 32 crore people in this country. In January 2026, the Union Cabinet approved an additional equity support of 5,000 crores to SIDBI. It will enable SIDBI to strengthen its balance sheet and add 25 lakh new MSME beneficiaries by the year 2028. Very clear vision. Very clear vision. And as I'm saying this, I can see that it is 25 lakh new MSME beneficiaries by 2028. Earlier I said that there are very high numbers of MSMEs in this country, and it is important for us to support them. This number, therefore, brings in a very big addition, which I think is critical for us. Where you had 7.47 crore enterprises, as of now, you're adding 25 lakh new MSME beneficiaries to the list by 2028. It's not some easy task, but at the same time, it's not a hazy or ambiguous target. Target is clear. By improving SIDBI's capital to de-risk their own exposure or to risk-weighted assets ratio, we are ensuring that the institution can raise lower cost funds and pass that benefit on to small entrepreneurs through wider, cheaper, and more accessible credit. I think, in a way, I would say it's good under this government, the Prime Minister's guidance, institutions are getting very clear vision forward. It's there for you. It's presented with reason to you. It's also supported with resources by the government. I can only say this brings greater clarity for the entire SIDBI team. They're getting a target, they're getting the money, they're getting the government's vision put forward. It's because all of us have confidence in SIDBI. So SIDBI's role must now expand from being only a lender to becoming a market maker and risk-sharing partner for India's MSME and startup ecosystem. It's a beautiful vision. SIDBI should stop being in that comfort zone of I'm a lender to the small enterprises. You're now going to be the market maker. You're now going to be the risk-sharing partner for all the MSMEs and for the entire startup ecosystem. I also expect SIDBI to deepen the venture capital debt market for startups so that innovative enterprises have access to patient, flexible, and growth-oriented capital. There is a need to expand cash flow-based lending and digital lending partnerships, especially for micro and first-time borrowers. Delayed payments remain a critical challenge for MSMEs, with an estimated 8.1 lakh crore locked in delayed payments and affecting working capital and growth. So when I say this number, it's not a number just at the central government's doorstep. It's not a number which is pending payments of the public sector enterprises of Government of India. No, not at all. This is the total number. It can be a private entrepreneur to an MSME. It can be a commercial enterprise, a large one, which has dues to the MSME. It can be the state PSUs, which have a due to the MSME. So let's be clear. This is a total figure. And even as I say this, I assure you periodically I review the public sector undertakings under the Government of India to make sure that they don't exceed the 45-day limit by which they have to pay the dues to the MSMEs. And they shall not be sitting over their dues. That is being done by us. So therefore, my message to SIDBI and to every banker here is that standard products cannot serve non-standard businesses. A farmer-linked enterprise does not earn every month. A resort does not earn evenly through the year. A garment exporter waits for payment after shipment. A small auto component supplier waits for invoice clearance. A woman entrepreneur may have regular transactions, yet no property in her name. Then, why should all of them be given the same repayment structure? This is where SIDBI must lead. Credit must be designed around the business cycle of the enterprise. For agri-processing MSMEs, say, in Nashik, Satara, Sangli, Vidarbha, repayments can be linked to harvest cycles. A grape processor, turmeric unit, or a pulse mill earns when the crop comes. Their credit should allow seasonal repayment and off-season flexibility. For textile and garment units in Ichal Karanji or Solapur, credit must understand export cycle. If an order takes 90 days, finance should combine pre-shipment credit, post-shipment support, and currency risk protection. For tourism and hospitality enterprises in Mahabaleshwar, Matheran, Lonavla, loans should recognize seasonality. When earnings come in 4 strong months, repayment should breathe with that cycle. For contract manufacturers in Pune, Chakan, Nagpur, invoices can become the basis of finance. Threads and gem linkages and invoice discounting can ensure that a supplier does not suffer only because payment comes after 60 or 90 days. Maharashtra also has a strong base of defense MSMEs across Pune, Nagpur, Ahmednagar. Those enterprises, Ahmednagar, I think the name has changed. I'm saying Ahmednagar, it is called Nagar, but it has got a different name, I think. Sorry, those of you from Maharashtra. Ahalya Nagar, sorry. So, defense MSMEs across Pune, Nagpur, and Ahalya Nagar should also have a different treatment given to them. These enterprises need order cycle financing, technology upgradation loans, and working capital that understands long procurement cycles. SIDBI also should build strong green credit products. The world is moving towards green standards. MSMEs will need finance for solar rooftops, energy efficient machinery, green certification, and waste to wealth units. Today's initiatives already point in this direction. The SIDBI RRB co-lending platform will also make credit deeper into rural and semi-rural India. The MORE program will modernize rural enterprises. The SIDBI MSME Exchange Machinery Portal will connect machinery discovery with finance. Now, SIDBI should take this further. The aim should be to provide right credit for the right enterprise and at the right time for the right purpose. So I hope in the banking arena, SIDBI will show the path in which we will move in the right direction. That's how MSMEs will move from survival, and that's how MSMEs will move from survival to scale. So in conclusion, you've been very patient hearing me all the while. Let me close with a larger frame. Today, more than 32 crore Indians, as I said earlier, are employed in and through the MSME ecosystem. If we get MSME credit right, we get the Indian middle class right. If we get the Indian middle class right, we get Vikasit Bharat right. It is that direct. So don't you think about Vikasit Bharat somewhere, MSME somewhere else, and don't you think about we can do our banking the way we want and think all of them are disconnected. You're directly linked towards the vision that is Vikasit Bharat. It's not any one person or one leader's or one prime minister's vision. It's a vision for all of us Indians who within a generation are seeing transformational changes happening in this country, despite the naysayers. And we cannot undermine the move towards Vikasit Bharat. If anything, we should help it. So if we get the middle class right, as I said, we'll get Vikasit Bharat right. Everything that the government has announced, the equity infusion, the double guarantee cover, the SME growth fund, the TREDS reforms, the classification reforms, instruments for such as the corporate mitras, the credit cards, the stand-up scheme, every one of these instruments exist to answer a single question. And that single question is, how does India's MSME owner grow her enterprise without being held back by the cost of capital, the weight of compliance, or the gap between her and the customer? All those questions which were pertinently asked right at the beginning when you showed the video. So that's the question this government has committed itself to address, and it is that question the SIDBI on its 36-year completion, entering into 37th year, is being asked to answer with imagination. The support is being given. I want SIDBI to answer it with brilliant imagination. To every MSME owner in this room, the government is building the rails. SIDBI is being asked to build the imaginative products that turn and run on them. Our banks and our RRBs will carry them till the last mile. Your job is to build. I'm telling the MSMEs, your job is to build, to hire, to export, and to innovate. We are here to support you and back you. So congratulations, SIDBI, and the entire SIDBI family on your 36th Foundation Day. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Madam, for your insightful address and for outlining government's continued confidence placed in SIDBI for contributing to the MSME and financial ecosystem. Your vision and guidance remain a source of inspiration for all of us. To conclude the formal proceedings, I now invite Shri Prakash Kumar, DMD SIDBI, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable Finance Minister, Honorable Secretary, Department of Financial Services, MDs and distinguished dignitaries from the banks and financial institutions, senior representatives from Government of India, CMD SIDBI, industry representatives, MSME owners, and my dear colleagues. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion of SIDBI's 37th Foundation Day. At the outset, I express our deepest gratitude to the Honorable Finance Minister for gracing this occasion with her august presence and for delivering an inspiring and visionary address. Ma'am, your leadership and continued commitment to the strengthening the MSME ecosystem provides immense encouragement to all of us and reinforces the pivotal role of institutions like SIDBI in advancing India's development agenda, and as you rightly pointed out, SIDBI being a market maker. I also extend my sincere thanks to the Honorable Special Secretary DFS for gracing this occasion and for sharing his vision. Sir, your guidance would continue to inspire us and reinforce the critical role of SIDBI in advancing the national agenda for MSME growth and inclusive development. On behalf of SIDBI, I also place on record our deep appreciation to our partner banks, financial institutions, industry associations, and ecosystem enablers for joining us today in celebration of SIDBI's 37th Foundation Day. Their continued collaborations strengthens our ability to serve millions of MSMEs across the country. I'd also like to acknowledge the efforts of our board, leadership of our CMD, and the entire SIDBI team, whose commitment and dedications have enabled the institution to remain responsive, resilient, and relevant over the years. As highlighted today, SIDBI journey reflects not only institutional growth, but also a deep alignment with national priorities, be it expanding credit access, supporting digital transformation, fostering inclusive entrepreneurship, or enabling sustainable and green financing. Finally, I extend my appreciation to the organizing team for meticulously planning and executing this event, and to all participants for their presence, encouragement, and engagement. As we celebrate this Foundation Day today, we reaffirm our commitment to further strengthening the MSME ecosystem and contributing meaningfully to India's journey towards becoming a resilient, inclusive, and globally competitive economy, a Viksit Bharat. Thank you all. I request you all now to join for lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to please remain seated to allow the dignitaries to please depart from the venue.